Hey, Tammy Sprinkles, thank you so much for the follow. Can you hear me okay? Echoing myself. Hopefully. It's been a hectic day. I don't even know if anybody's going to show up. Usually I stream at 10 a.m. my time, and it's now 11:43. So usually I'm already done with my stream. But what I streamed through decided not to work and pick up my OBS. So I'm going at this blindly right now. What's going Okay. Oh, I'm so confused. Don't mind me. I don't know if anybody's going to show up today. I'm usually done streaming by now, my daily streams, but my StreamYards didn't want to pick up my OBS, so now I'm just using OBS, seeing if that works, and I'm going blind at this. Or I'm going at it blindly, I should say, because I use Stream or OBS for my cam, not usually my stream. Hey, Thomas, thank you so much for liking the stream. I appreciate Might have to wait till my son comes on to help me do this. Or I should say gets home from work. So far so good. Things are working now. guys, what's going on? How are you today? I know, I'm late, I'm late. What is going on? Hopefully, all had a wonderful weekend. Um, it's been hell. Not gonna lie, it's been hell. Hey, Miss Carrie, I'm doing good. Yep, everything's great right now. How are you, hon? How have you been? Hopefully, everything's good with you guys. You can't hear me. Crap. See, this is okay. Hold on one second. Um, audio. Okay, let's. Is that better? Hey, Oracles and Beyond. It's super low. Now you can hear? Okay. Okay. Guys have to forgive me. I'm going straight OBS today. StreamYards, for some reason, I had an update with OBS, and I did the update, and now StreamYards won't pick up my OBS camera. So now I'm straight OBS right now, and I have no clue what the hell I'm doing. So bear with me. Bear with me. I hope you guys are doing well. Hello, Oracles and Beyond. I think I said hello. I'm sorry if I didn't, Cassie. I meant to. I hope you all had a great weekend. This is crazy. I don't know what the hell I'm doing when it comes to OBS, besides, all the little things on the screen. I got that down pat. Streaming from here, little different. Little different, especially when I'm used to StreamYards, what does it all for me, right? Oh, does that mean, oh, you know what? Hold on one second. Okay, there we go. You've had no caffeine yet? What's going on? That's not good. Are you quitting caffeine? Well, no, because you said yet. So, yeah, I got up way early this morning, had my coffee at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I went back to sleep. Woke up at 10:30. Oh, okay, gotcha, gotcha. I hear you. I know how that goes. I hate it. So, some good news. My son got engaged yesterday. It's on my Facebook, the video. He called me. We talked for like 2 hours. He should be getting home from work any time now. Hey, Blue, how are ya? How are you? Yeah, so it was awesome. It was awesome. He proceeded to tell me, he's like, Mom, he's like, when you go live, he goes, I'm get home. You didn't miss a thing, Freaky Geek. I'm just starting. How you doing? Bear with me though, because I'm going straight OBS right now, and I'm kind of freaked out by this. So we'll see what happens. But so yeah, he's like, Mom, when you stream, I get home, I turn on the TV, and you say, okay, well, have a great day, everybody, and leave. So, um, Thank you, Freaky Geek. Thank you. Um, it only took him 6 years. He's probably watching now. So I told him yesterday, I said, well, I can't help it. My streams are like 2 hours long. He's like, well, you need to make them more. And I'm like, I only have so much to talk about. So he gets mad that, I end my stream and he's not here. So he should be happy today. I'm like 2 hours late. Oh, she is. Well, yeah, I get what you're saying. He had to make sure. Yeah, no, they're a power couple. They're so good together, and I already think of her as a daughter. So they're really good for each other. They really are. Am I getting background noises? See, this is where I have problems. I'm okay with everything else. It's the audio that I have problems with. Like you guys can't hear me breathing, right? My biggest fear. That's true. At least it did not take him 30 years. This is true. Okay. I'm telling you, I'm a little freaked out about using just straight OBS. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with it. Sorta. I kind of know what I'm doing. It's the audio that screws me up because I don't know what's for what and what's for what. Oh, thank you, Miss Carrie. I don't know. No, me and her get along great. I told her last night. I said, now that you guys are get. No, you can't. What? Blue. Oh, you can't hear me breathe. That's good. It's my worst fear, right? Um, I'm sitting here. You know, I told her last night because they're getting married that she now gets to flap him in the back of the head if he does something wrong. And she said, basically, she was like, I'm going to use that. I'm going to flap him in the back of the head and say, not only I'm allowed to because I'm married to you, but I also got your mom's permission. Not that I promote any abuse, it's just a joke. Okay. Everybody stop talking. Did I go offline? Do you guys hear Eddie? He's being awfully loud out there. No, no, but it's okay. Everybody gets along with everybody, and it was a very weird situation, but also a good situation in a way. I mean, it's the same kid. It's my son. He's my only son. He is going to have a baby in June. I almost said January. Oh, he's not in here, Freaky Geek. He was talking to somebody on the phone, and he was being like really loud. Now I'm wait. Now I'm expecting him to be in here, unless he already left. He's going to do some errands, so. So yeah, today's topic. Yeah, I know, right? I need to get paid for that. My son gave birth. That would be wild. So, the topic that I wanted to talk about today, and hopefully you guys do too, have you guys ever heard of the Dark Watchers? I saw a documentary couple years ago about the Dark Watchers, and I thought it was cool. There goes Eddie again. And he talks about me being loud. Uh, just the Men in Black. Yeah, no, these are the Dark Watchers. They are out in California. Although I found other places that they seem to be too. The Dark Watchers, they just sit there and watch you from the mountains. It's pretty creepy. Pretty creepy. So first off, they were seen and talked about being um, by the California Central Coast Chumash settlements, which is an Indian or Native American. Okay, for geek. um, but they weren't written about until 1912 or 1928. Apparently, it was throughout their tribe. Now, the Chumash settlement was like 13,000 years ago, but it's been in their Native American lore for years and years and years, obviously. Um, so they were talked about, but it was always verbal. It was never written down or anything. Number two, I wrote five facts, right? Um, the motive is unknown, what they do or why they're there. They simply appear on the ridge of the mountain and just watch people. There's a couple theories of why they're there, and we'll get into that, but they only appear at night with certain conditions are met. So they come out around either twilight or dawn. Um, Other than that, you can't really, you don't spot them. I'm sure you could if you really wanted to. You know what I mean? So, number four, when they appear, they don't move or speak. Although there are some accounts that they can be traded with, and they like fruits, flowers, and walnuts. But other accounts say they vanish if anyone gets too close. So I'm thinking the whole trading thing came in from the Native American. Um, that's the only thing I can think of to where it would be, they would trade stuff. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, there was a documentary, and it was really weird because I watched it years ago. It's called Real Fear. It's a documentary about where legends of movies came from. I can't remember what this movie was from, but it was a good documentary. It's got Katrina Wildman in it. I always say Wildman. Weidman. I don't know why I say Wildman. But I'm thinking of Don Weldman, I think. I don't know. But anyway, it's got her in it. She's from Paranormal State or Portals of Hell, um, which I love her. So anyway, let's go ahead and get on to it. Let me see if I can get this right and see what they say about them. Doom, doom, doom. All right, so meandering around along the coast of California, from Monterey County all the way up to the central San Luis Obispo, Obispo County in Santa Lucia mountain range, a rugged expanse of peaks and wildness that is imposing enough to have possessed a hurdle of early Spanish explorers making their way to California coast. It is a place of undeniable beauty and history, and it also is said to be haunted by inscrutable shadow beings that seem to stand and observe our world from afar. When you have come to be known as the Dark Watchers, you are typically said to be very a very tall humanoid entities ranging in height from 7 feet all the way up to around 15 feet, dressed in all black and wearing flowing cloaks and wide brim hats, with many sightings also mentioning some sort of staves or sticks in the being's hands. Facial features are not typically seen and they are almost always silent, usually seen at a distance up upon the bridges silhouetted against the darkening twilight sky, always at around dusk or dawn, and quietly looking over and surveying their domain with unknowable purpose, and often vanish in the blink of an eye, especially if one tries to draw near. Definitely beautiful mountains. Those are really gorgeous. I'll have to watch our mountains. I typically do. I typically watch the tops of our mountains because people say that there's mountain goats up here and I've never seen them. So I'm always watching the tips of the mountains. I've never seen any watchers though. Such bizarre entities have been reported for centuries, with the accounts of supposedly traced back to at least the native Chumash tribe of the central coast of I want to say East California. I don't know why. Central coast of California and the Channel Islands, who apparently had rich traditions of lore on these enigmatic beings and called them the Old Ones. A lot of people think they might be freaky geek, but it's a whole different feel than shadow people. Like shadow people, you can see dark or whatnot. You know what I mean? But these stand alone. It's not like, see, with shadow people, I mean, you can see shadow people, but they interact with you, to where these watchers, they don't interact, supposedly. Hey, Simriti, how are you? Thanks for coming in. How are you? You don't have mountains there, Carrie? No, mountains are not easy to climb. I hope you're doing well, Sim Radio. It's so good to see ya. We're talking about the Watchers of California, the California mountains. So early Spanish explorers and Mexican ranchers also knew of them, referring to them as the Los Vigilantes Osaros, and hopefully I didn't butcher that. And they were often seen by early explorers and soldiers in the region who described the unsettling experiences of being observed by them from cliffs high above. Good to hear. Good to hear. Yes, freaky Greek, blah, blah, freaky geek. I prefer hills with trails too. I mean, we have trails up here in the mountains, but they tend to go at a very high angle. um, so these beings have been cited ever since going to be, or wait a minute, these beings have been cited ever since, going on to be mentioned in the countless literature references and sightings report. Um, One very well known literally mentions is The Mystery Beings was written by John Steinbeck's 1938 book, The Long Valley, in which the creatures were written of it in a short story called Flight, particularly in one passage that reads, Pepe looked up to the top of the next dry, withered ridge. He saw a dark form against the sky, a man's figure standing on the top of a rock, and he glanced away quickly, not to appear curious. When a moment later he looked up again, the figure was gone. Pepe looked suspiciously back every minute or so, and his eyes sought the tops of the ridge ahead. Once on the white barren spur he saw a black figure for a moment, but he looked quickly away, for it was one of the Dark Watchers. No one knew who the Watchers were, nor where they lived, but it was better to ignore them and never show interest in them. They did not bother one who stayed on the trail and minded his own business. Oh, really? Sim, I'm sorry to hear that. That's tough. Yeah, exactly. It's scary to think about. It's very scary to think about. That is true. Unfortunately. I know. I was homeless for a little bit, so I definitely know how it goes. With that being said, let's go ahead and get back in. Um, so people have seen these guys throughout the years, and it's so funny because I'm not sure which tab it is, but somebody brought up, bless you, um, that the Watchers look like the Mario. If you ever play Mario Galaxy, oh, maybe I didn't save it. Well, that sucks. But in a Mario Galaxy, there's a part when you look up at the game and there's Watchers in the mountains. It's crazy. It's weird. Um, this is an undeniable basis based on a perverse lore of these entities, and other writers at around the same time made mention of the Dark Waters, including notable poet Robinson Jeffers in the poem Such Counsels You Gave Me and Other Poems, in which he calls them forms that look human, but certainly not human. And he says of them, he thought it might be one of the Watchers, who often seen in the length of the coast range, forms that look human to the human eyes, but certainly not human. They come from behind ridges to watch. But when he approached, he would recognize the shabby clothes and pale skin, and even the Edbert forehead and concave line from the eye to the jaw. So that was he, so that he was not surprised when the figure turned toward him in a quiet twilight showed his own face. Then it melted and merged into the shadow beyond it. So that's what they are supposed to look like. I mean, these are obviously close ups, but usually you don't get close up. Dark Waters, I've heard that. Mario Kart? Yeah, well. But no, there's a game, Mario Galaxy. It's like one of the worlds or something he's in. I don't know. I've never played it. Um, I've seen it being played, but I've never played it myself. But I was watching a video because one of the guys were like, they saw it and they're like, what the hell are these things? And they were freaky looking. And I think it was around the same time I watched Real Fear, which was, like I said, a couple years ago. So, very odd. It's funny how things, you watch something on TV or whatnot, and things pop up and, you know. Yeah, they do. They do look like a cross between witches or Quakers. Yeah. But they just stand there, like this guy up here on the mountain. That's what they do. They just stand there and what? Now, there are some accounts where people think that they're from the underworld, because apparently we have three worlds within our world. So a lot of people think that they're from, yeah, different hats and capes. Yeah, The only thing they didn't depict in this picture is usually they have a staff with them. Yeah, like inner Earth. Exactly. So they think these people come from inner Earth, but I don't know. They could. These literally accounts draw from the same local traditions, which have gone back centuries and continued on into this day. In the mid 1960s, there was an alleged sighting of dark watchers made by a high school teacher who was out hiking in the range of Monterey Peninsula. As he walked along, the claim that he had seen like a tall As he walked along, he claimed that he had seen a tall, dark figure looming up upon a ridge, which seemed to be in the process of merely standing and contemplating the scenery. And that's usually what they do. They're just standing there. You know what I mean? Just standing there, checking people out, seeing what they're doing. One strange occurrence was told by a witness from Moro, Moreno Valley, California, who in 2011 said, "Many, many years ago, I was with a friend driving through a dirt field here in Moreno Valley near Asalandro, Old East Part, near what I believe were abandoned barns that I always had heard were haunted when my friend's car broke down." Because that's usually what happens. You drive by something and your car breaks down and it's haunted. Could have been a coincidence. It was a beat up Volkswagen Bug. But it's creepy when something like that happens. It was dusk at best, and there was no way we were going to make it out of the field before it was pitch black. And instead of chancing getting retardedly lost or hurt in the dark, we decided to sleep in the car and set out in the morning to get help to tow the car. It was way before the days of everyone having cell phones and quick help. Yeah, kind of like that. It does have that feel, doesn't it, Freaky Geek? I have that movie, though, The Watchers. But I have the DC Watchers. I don't have the Marvel. But I know what you're talking about. Yes, the big alien guys. Um, yeah. It's, could be some part of that situation. I don't know. Um, as we were killing time in the pitch black, now we were hanging outside, inside and outside the car, killing time, sharing smokes, and we started to distinctly see what looked like black shadows, evenly distributed, completely encircling us. They did not move, they stayed motionless, but were of significant size and based on the distance, I would say at least the size of a small car, like the bug we ourselves were in. Whatever these were seemed hunched over, perhaps kneeling. Time passed, they never moved, and though we walked around the car and got in and out of the car to see if we were seeing some sort of optical illusion, yet we couldn't explain or discredit what we were seeing. To this day, it racks my brain. In 2013, there was a report made by Elizabeth Benitez of San Mateo, California, who claimed to have seen the spectators in broad daylight, which is weird because this is the only time I've heard of them coming out in broad daylight. She would say of this encounter, "I remember one day my friend and I were coming back from Los Angeles and we passed the San Luis Obispo Reservoir, and as we drove on the road, I saw something at a distance down at the end of the mountain. It was a really big human figure, but it wasn't. It had a black cape, kind of like the Grim Reaper, and it was leaning over holding onto a staff at a puddle of water or so I thought that's what it seemed at a distance. It was in daytime too, so I could identify it. It wasn't a person. even in the midlight, he was very black and reminded me of a raven. I told my friend that he was driving to look over the mountains, and surprisingly, she was able to see a glimpse of it. I asked her what she saw without giving her my details, and she said exactly what I saw. She only looked for about 5 seconds, but she was able to see it. She almost lost control of the car, too, when she looked away at it, and I begged her to go back and see it, but she was very tired of driving already. These dark watchers are real. Oh, maybe it could have maybe something to do with that, Freaky Geek. It definitely, I mean, if the San Andreas fault, was to, shift and cause an earthquake, and I mean, it could stir up a lot of energy. It's a lot of energy. So, I mean, definitely, things like that could definitely, come into play. See, the green line, or the green thing on there says I'm constantly talking. Are you guys sure you can't hear me breathe? I'm telling you, I'm scared of that. Also in 2013 was an account from a witness known only as Brian from Hollister, California, who claimed to have seen the entities as they were driving home. Right, yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah, definitely. But I do the same thing. When I start reading about something, things will pop into my head, and then I'll write it down, or at least lie to myself and say you don't need to write it down. You'll remember, and and then I totally forgot, or I totally forget. Did I say forgot? Anyway, um, so he would say of the incidents, we were coming home from the San Juan Bautista Hollister side when we saw a very large dark figure standing at the edge of the mountain, which was extremely weird since I've never seen anyone cross over the barbed wire fence, and I travel that road daily and of all hours. We drove by it slowly behind the figure, noticing it staring off into the distant valleys and mountains, Fremont's Peak. It appeared to have a large cape with straight shoulders that were very broad. It seemed to have a hunch in its back, and at first, from a distance, I thought it was a condor, but when I got closer, it stood almost 10 feet tall. It did not notice us driving behind it, but we found a spot on the cliffy road to turn around and get a better look, but it was gone. See, to me, like, I guarantee they knew that they were driving by. You know what I mean? They knew that they were driving by, but they knew that they'd be going up ahead to turn around, and by that time they would be gone. That's just my take on it. These watchers aren't stupid. You know what I mean? In 2015, there was a report from a long distance runner calling himself Joey in Silmar, California. The witness said that he had been out training for a race in the mountains when he saw something peculiar, peculiar, saying of his experience. Hey, Rainbow, how you doing, hon? The time of day was 2 p.m. I was running up an area where no human could climb without gear. I saw a black figure in plain daylight. I never seen anything like it up in the mountains. Was darker than dark, could not explain it. A year passed, and today, again, January 24th, I saw it again and in the same spot. Aww. You're such a sweetheart. There have been many other reports as well. As recently as 2018, there was a report from a witness in Ojai, California, who was out hiking in the mountains when he came across something very bizarre indeed. He said, here he would say, I was hiking up a remote trail in the 33 in Ojai. I was about An hour up the mountain, no people, no cars in sight. As I was hiking, I had this eerie feeling I was being watched. I looked up at the top of the mountains. It was a black figure. I waved jokingly, not really think the object was a person. It waved back. Now that would freak me out. um, Thinking I was maybe tripping, that it was only a tree waving in the wind, I took a puff of my cigarette only to see the figure blow out a pume of smoke as well. Oh, I started seeing it flowing, and I say flowing, almost floating vertically. I ran like hell back to my car, spraining my knee in the process. That's good. I'm glad you're doing all right, hon. So yeah, I think that would probably freak me out just a little bit if it started mimicking what I was doing. You know? Yeah, that would definitely freak me out. I'm not gonna lie. There are numerous other accounts of seeing these inexplainable shadow beings out in the wilderness, silently surveying the land, to the point that rather than interesting, John Steinbeck's own son, Thomas Steinbeck, wrote an entire book on the subject after having his own encounter. He would go on to research the lore of the Dark Watchers and pen the book In Search of the Dark Watchers, along with co-author Benjamin Brodie. He goes into quite a lot of depth into the phenomenon and its cultured origins. No, it's not happening to me. It's just a subject that I talk about. Some have pointed to this being a trick of light or illusion, but that somehow seems to be an inadequate explanation for the entirety of this phenomenon. It seems that this is a phenomenon for which there is no clear answers, and there is no enigmatic tales being dressed in a dark upon the cliffs and ridges of these mountains at twilight remain a baffling mystery. It kind of reminds me of like the brown lights of Virginia. That's the kind of feel I get from it. Are these are these just illusions or hallucinations? If so, why should they be confined to this one mountain range? There is also the idea that this may be due to the presence of infrared sounds in the area, which can be caused by natural processes such as wind along the rocks and can have strange effects on the human psyche. But again, why should the Dark Watchers legends take root here of all places? If that's the case, and why would the reports be so consistent in the appearance and behavior of these entities? Could this be something else? Are these some sort of supernatural or even interdimensional entities here on some unknown mission? It is impossible to tell, and the Dark Watchers of California remain a compelling mystery that really captures the imagination. Now, a lot of these, the infrared, a lot of people are saying about the infrared sounds because it's like they can cause, illusions and hallucinations and um, optical illusions known as the broken specter. But I mean, I just don't see that happening to like everybody. Not everybody. I mean, not everybody sees them, but I don't know. I think there's some sort of protectors, but I don't like when I think about like the Mothman. I think he's a protector. I think he's trying to warn, and I say he. I don't know if it's he or she. I've never checked. Um, but it's a warning that something bad's going to happen. Um, where these guys, I don't, I've never heard of them like attacking anybody or anything like that. So it's not like they're protectors of the land. I mean, they very well could be, but I'm not sure You smart ass. Really? But yeah, I mean, I don't get that feel for. I think there's another purpose. They're watching over something, yes, but I don't. I feel that they are protectors of the land, but there's something more to it. Like, I don't know if they're guarding something or what, but I've always gotten that feel with them that there's something more to them. Oh, here, I did do the picture. These are the little guys that are up on the ridge. Now that's, oh, you can't see because of the writing. Kind of, but that's in a video game, that's freaky to look up and see that. I don't know why that freaks me out so much, but it does. I have a lot of people in the medical field, Rainbow, that actually, yeah, um, whether it be nursing homes or hospitals or whatnot like that, that, yeah, I know exactly. I've heard many, many tales of that. I'll have to check that out, though. Definitely will check that out. I love watching TED Talks. But yeah, these are in the video games, Mario video games. Well, the Super Mario Galaxy. But yeah, to me that's creepy. I don't know why that freaks me out so much. I mean, it genuinely, and that's not even real. Do you know what I mean? So if I saw one of these people up in the mountains, I would probably really trip out and freak out. I don't know. But to me, something looking down at me creeps me out big time. I don't know why. Like, nothing's bad ever happened to people watching me. You know what I mean? So I don't know why I get freaked out. I don't. It bugs me though. It's weird. So in my research, I did find this in Scottish folklore. Um, Amphilas Moor is called Big Gray Man. The Big Gray Man of Ben McDu, or simply the Gray Man, is a name of a presence of a creature which is said to haunt the summit and passes of Ben McDui, the highest peak of Cairngorms, and the second highest peak in Scotland, and also in the British Isles. So and apparently this is what this guy looks like. Oh no, that's a rock. Never mind. Oh no, that's okay. That's what my chat's all about. Yes, David Wilcox talks a lot about them. But no, interrupt away. I love when people interrupt seriously because I want to know what your guys' opinions are and everything. That's what my channel's about. It's our channel. I say that in my description. So the first recorded encounter with Lilith Moore was reported in, and I'm so sorry if I know I'm butchering that. That's why I'm saying it like that. Um, it kind of does, right? um, is I know I'm butchering. I can't say that. So please don't. Please don't take offense. So anyway, the first encounter was reported in 1891, but wasn't made public until 1925. In 1925, the noted climber J. Norman Colley recounted a terrifying experience he had endured while alone near the summit of Ben McDoy some 35 years before. I began to think I heard something else than merely the noise of my own footsteps. For every few steps I took, I heard a crunch, and then another crunch, as someone was walking after me, but taking steps 3 or 4 times the length of my own. Collie was unable to make out the source of the noise because of the mist and continued. The eerie crunch crunch sounded behind me. I was seized with terror and took to my heels, staggering blindly among the boulders in the 4 or 5 miles. Collie's account was reported in the local press and followed by correspondence on the subject. Norman G. Forbes reported that he had heard a mysterious clanking noise while climbing the mountain in summer mist. It proved to be 2 deer. He noted that carnivores have an uncanny power of inducing a feeling of eeriness. Yeah, and I can understand that. You're up there and it's misty and it's, gray field. That stuff's messes with you. Hey, Lunar, how are you? I know I can't help it right now, Freaky. I wish I could. Um, but unfortunately, I see. This is why I need my StreamYards. I'm so and Restream doesn't give you options to make it a different color. It sucks. I'm doing good, thank you. I know, I know. If I could do it, I would so change it up, but I can't, unfortunately. Or if I can, I don't know how. Let me put it that way. We'll put that statement out there, right? So, however, some climbers have also reported similar experiences, many describing uncontrollable feelings of fear and panic. I mean, that's understandable. You're up there, it's creepy. I get that. But I did want to bring this up because explanations, illusions, hallucinations, or misinterpret of that was creepy. Those eyes are creepy. Or misinterpretation of a natural stimuli brought on by exhaustion or isolation have been proposed by psychologists. Now, they brought that up with the other story too about infrasound, which can be generated by wind, can cause feelings of uneasiness, anxiety, and possible connected to the paranormal sightings. And of course, the optical illusion known as Brockton Spectre is a plausible explanation for some visual elements of the big gray man. But I thought this was the only other legend that I could find about like people on standing on a mountainside watching other people. You know what I mean? So it was like I thought it was weird that they brought up the two things that you know about the infrared and everything that they did on the other one. So yeah, there's been a lot of stories on it. It's hard to find though. It's all right. Let me put it this way. It's hard to find something different to talk about with the Dark Watchers because they're all like based on the same criteria, I guess. Um, and then I looked up these too because it says these mystical entities are believed to reside in the misty hillside of the Big Sur in the Santa Lucia Mountains. The early Spanish explorers and Mexican rangers that came often referred to these as the creatures of Los Vigilantes Oscaras. In modern times, became to known as the Dark Watchers. The Dark Watchers are a group of migratory entities that have appeared in California folklore for supposedly the past several hundred years. and purportedly stalking trailers along the Santa Lucia Mountains. They are apparently giant human-like phantoms that are only seen in twilight, and they usually spotted standing silhouetted against the night sky along the ridges and peaks of the mountains. These beings are believed to possess incredible hearing as well as impeccable eyesight. They are also immune to high-tech detection and prefer only to reveal themselves to travelers or Trekkies who are equipped with simple things like hats and sticks. And that was a basis of what I was reading in other articles and that if you're like into your phone, if you're walking and you're just like into your phone, like most people are these days, they'll never show up to you. They'll never show up to you. Um, Apparently they don't like the technology. You know, they're the old. What I feel from them is the old like I don't know why, but I get the vibe of like old Mexican elder Mexican people with the sombreros and the I forgot what they're called. Carrie, are you still around? With the like the ponchos. That's the kind of and they're just standing there with sticks. That's the kind of feel I get from them. I mean, 10 feet tall, I don't know. That I couldn't tell you about. You know, I don't know what feeling I would get from that, except fear if I saw them. So, this one says, yes, Freaky Geek, yes, if you're a Trekkie, they won't show up to you. It's no worry there, Rainbow. We know how smart we all are. You know what I mean? Don't worry about you hear me talk. You hear me talk. I can't talk worth a shit. You know? But you guys all know what I'm talking about. Kinda, Freaky Geek. Now that you mentioned it though, now they might be honed in on you because you mentioned that specific thing and we're talking about them. So yeah, you were kinda safe. Oh, Ron, thank you for the ice creams. Oh, my little thingy didn't come up. Or at least I didn't hear it. Oh, because I got my. Oh, crap. Hey, Blue. There is. I know, right? You did it to yourself, though. I'm just. Shut up. Oh, Lord. I swear, I love talking to you guys. You guys make my day every day. I swear to God. You guys are awesome. So yes, this story just goes on to say what about John Steinbeck and you know him. Now, see, this is the vitality of the origin story. One of the most detailed and authoritative accounts of Chumash beliefs is arguably which those were the native Indians back there, or back then, I should say. Um, Beliefs is arguably the 1974 1,200-page doctoral dissertation by Thomas Blackburn, which was later on published in December's Child, a book of Chumash oral narratives. Blackburn's principal source in writing his dissertations about the Chumash beliefs was a massive archive collected by American linguists and ethnologist John Peabody Harrington between 1912 and 1928, including 111 oral narratives of the Chumash native tribe. Harrington bodied of Harrington's body of unpublished research was housed at the Smithsonian National Anthropological Archives, and Blackburn went through it all, compiling virtually all there is to know about the Chumash beliefs. Um, did the Chumash really tell us stories about the Dark Watchers? If we're going to base our answer to this question on Blackburn's work about the Chumash beliefs, then we conclude that there was no creature anything like the Dark Watchers mentioned in the oral narratives of this Native American tribe. The closest that can be connected to those of the Watchers are the creatures. Here's where the third world comes in, or whatnot, or the inner world. Um, Creatures called Nanusis. The Chumash believe that the earth, as we know it, is the middle world, which is an island surrounded by ocean. The sun and other celestial bodies are a part of the upper world, and down below are the lower world. Among the dwellers of this lower world are Nanusis, which are monsters and misshapen animals who come to the middle world at night and spread bad luck, illness, and other negative things. These creatures can also be shaped like humans, but they are neither dark nor cloaked. These are also not known for standing still against night sky along the mountain peaks. Whose English is second language? No, English is my first language. I don't know any other English. Well, I don't know any other English. I mean, I don't know any other any other languages except swear words. And I only know those in Italian, some Spanish. So, no, English is not my second language. It's my first language. It doesn't mean I can still speak it well, obviously. Oh yeah, I can curse in Italian and some Spanish. But, you know, that's only because I'm not Italian myself, but my family's Italian. And that's who I grew up with, hanging out with my Italian family. So, you know, I think that's why when I get upset or get excited, my Italian, not even that I'm Italian, but the Italian side of my family comes out in me for some reason. You know some good words in Spanish? Oh, maybe Freaky Geek's uh, second language is English. I don't know. uh, so anyway, that's the closest thing that they can connect these watchers to, but it don't sound like them. The Shemesh also believe in shape-shifting animals and humans like skinwalkers, which is have you guys seen that show? Oh, it starts out slow, but it's getting good. Anyway, I can't wait for Saturday or Tuesday, tomorrow. Uh, Claiming that Dark Watchers can actually be linked to any, so they can't find anything. Um, but there are other people that say that they have found that the Chumash Indians or Native Americans, um, that this is where this comes from. So I don't know, but so some possible explanations. Again, they bring up the infrasound. Do you guys think that really does that though? I mean, I know infrasound can screw somebody up. I know it has me. There's some lower hertz that bother the hell out of me. um, they get the creepy crawlies and stuff like that. But I've never had it like make me hallucinate like 10-foot tall people. I mean, maybe it could. I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I tend to, the heebie jeebies, yeah. Yeah, infrasound can do that. Electrical boxes can do that, especially if there's something funky going on. Um, yeah, a lot of stuff can really mess with your. That's why a lot of people saying this whole coronavirus is from the 5G network, because now that China was the first one to have the 5G network, and now they all sick, and then they're bringing the 5G network here to us, and the hertz and everything messes with our bodies. So yeah, I was looking hard about the Dark Watchers, because I mean, like I said, I watched that Real Fear documentary, and I can't remember if the Watchers are in Real Fear One, the first documentary, or the second one. I can't remember. Yeah, Freaky Geek. Maybe I'll do that. Um, Maybe I'll talk about that on Wednesday. Well, no, Wednesday we got flying creatures, flying cryptids. But yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about it. I just know it's out there, you know, as one of the conspiracy theories. So yeah, like these guys have never, the Dark Watchers has never like helped lost people or anything like that. They just said, what could they be watching? What do you guys think that they could be watching? I mean, are they just watching over the land, or are they, I mean, because usually when you see them, at least in the documentary that I watched, usually when you see them, there's a bunch of them. There's not only one watching at one time. There's like a whole clan of these guys watching around the. Um, no, not yet, Freaky Geek. I have yet to get that all done and add more stuff to it. Freaky Geek's a guy, Rainbow. um, but it'll definitely be up there at some time. Stuff like this will be definitely, I'll be adding to the forums, or if anybody else wants to add to the forums, definitely go ahead to, you know, of stories of the supernatural and everything like that. There's message boards for everything: paranormal, cryptid, aliens and UFOs. My witchy boards. It's going to be so everybody can, if they've had experience, they can type it out there. Or just information about different things. I want to have a list of cryptids. Um, just talk about different things. There's my thing. My kitty kitty Zach usually uses that, but I'll accept yours, Ron. But yeah, I've been searching for a forum board that does that. That's why I started the Discord, but I don't like how the Discord works and looks for stuff like that. So I'm just, I went back. I used to use them a long time, like years and years ago before my kids, I think. And that's okay. Rainbow Ghost Dog. he'll forever call me a dude. He always calls me, "Hey, bro." I'm like, "I'm a chick." That's that one. What else we got going on here? Let's see. So comes from the Encyclopedia of the Invisible, which is cool, and they got types and everything like that. Type, they got a um preternal entity, period of location origin, subject's precise date of origin is unknown. They may date back thousands of years or may have only emerged within the past century. Documentation is scant prior to the 1930s. Excuse me. Subject's location, however, is clearly identifiable. The cliffs of Santa Lucia Mountains in California's Central Coast, adjacent to now prefer Big Sur State Park, and approximately 40 miles away from the Big Sur itself. Appearance: subject appears to be tall humanoid figures, stand silently atop the peaks and ridges of the Santa Lucia Mountains, silhouetted against the rich colors of the night sky. Their precise height is unknown. According to some reports, they are roughly 7 feet tall. Others, however, describe them as giant, implying them even to be taller. um, so sometimes they're spotted in a wide brimmed hats. They also carry walking sticks or staves. They have typically only seen in the shadows, although the possibilities are also exist that is simply because they themselves are made up shadow. So again, freaky geek, shadow people. But I get a different feel with reading this. No features are visible on their face, although whether this is because their features are obscured by the darkness of night or whether it's because they do not have any features, it has not yet been determined. Moderate, what's their motive? It's unknown, or perhaps more accurately, known, although to what end, unknown. Subjects simply appear at the ridge of the mountains, visible against the horizon to select passerbyers. Subjects will only appear if certain conditions are met. It must be at night, ideally the periods surrounding twilight and or dawn, and those hoping to witness them must travel as simple as possible. No high-tech devices, no advanced outdoor gear, only hats and walking sticks. When they appear, subjects do not move. They do not speak, they simply watch. Accounts vary. This is where I got some of the 5 facts that I said in the beginning. Accounts vary to what may happen should subjects be approached by hikers or travelers and other passerbyers. According to some, they might be traded with. Per these accounts, they like fruit, flowers, and walnuts. Again, I think that's more of the Native American tribe coming out and saying that they'll trade, because according to others, however, they simply vanish if passerby gets too close to them. Some reports feeling uneasy or unsettled in subject's presence, while others report feeling either nothing unusual or even feel safety and calm. It is not known what they want. It is not known if they want anything. All we know is they watch, always. Containment, none. Additional notes. It is frequently suggested that the earliest mention of subjects may be found in the legends and folklore of the Chumash tribes native to the Central Coast. Dates back more than 13,000 years. However, the arrival of white European colonists to the area beginning in 1542, and more specifically the arrival of Spanish colonists in the 1770s, devastated the population, culture, and land. However, this may not actually be the case. There does not appear to be any mention of subject in what is generally accepted the most authoritative work documenting Chumash beliefs. And again, that's the thing. Like these, with the arrival of Spanish colonists or even the European colonists churning up the land and stuff, it never has. Nobody has said anything about like these watchers attacking them, or you know what I mean. Um, they just watch. Why? What are they watching? So it's you know what I mean. So you think of it like if they were. I guess I'm going to contradict myself in saying that if you think that they were just watching the land, wouldn't they be upset and like try to go after these people that are disrupting their land? So I don't know where to sit on this. I don't know. It kind of creeps me out too. But I don't think there's any ill will there because I think if anything would have happened, it would have been when we were all destroying the land. You know what I mean? But it begs to differ. You know, it begs to ask the question, what are they watching? Or why are they watching? I hardly go on any of those freaky geek. I hardly go on Twitter and Facebook unless I know that I'm getting something or that. Ask Ron. He sent me messages. Poor guy. I made him wait like 3 days for a response because I just don't go on. I just when I'm not on here, I'm not. I know, Ron. Ron's like, I'm gonna stop coming to this stream. She keeps freaking me out that people are watching me everywhere. That's okay. I just placed the target on Freaky's back earlier. um, they wanted to point out that this does not necessarily mean that subjects did not exist up until last point. Um, there's just no, back in the olden days, they didn't write stuff down. It was all word of mouth, especially when Native Americans. Hey, Mystic Angel, how are you? How are you doing? Hope everything is well with you. I know. I keep, keep bringing the stories to freak people out. There has been it has been suggested that subjects may not actually exist at all, but
Oh
instead
my.
it's the project we talked about this about the hallucinations
Oh
resulting
my.
from exhaustion or isolations, the effects of infrared sound, or an optical illusion known as the broken specter. I mean, oh, thank you for the lemons. And again, I didn't hear the damn thing. Oh, probably because I got this turned down. I don't know which way it goes. So again, I bring this out there just to put it out there.
Oh my.
There we go. I heard that one. That kind of made me jump a little bit. Thank you, Blue. You
Oh
didn't have to do
my.
that. Hey, Vegas. How you doing?
Oh my.
Green beans and green peppers. Two of my favorite greens.
Oh my.
Thank you so much, Blue. Thank you. You're awesome. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Been a crazy morning. As you can tell, I obviously was late to go live. I'm not using StreamYards at the moment. I'm just using OBS, which everything's working out great so far. So far. Thank you so much, Blue. You're such a sweetheart. Thank you. I'm glad Restream's bot's working. Everybody can see everybody else chatting. So they don't all think, you guys don't think I'm all talking to myself and that. So I'm happy about that. So, I mean, if I just get used to, because I screen share a lot, right? And like, I don't know, I don't use Zoom, which I might start using Zoom to have people come when I have, people come up and that. I don't know what the hell to do. You know what I mean? So, I mean, if I could figure that part out, it would be awesome because then I would have people come up and I would just use OBS. Since obviously it's doing great. Why? What did I say? Why? I had to say something about what? Oh no, what did I do? Did it stop working now? Because, that's what happens. No, Freaky Geek, I almost used it this morning. I didn't, but obviously. I know, I should really talk to him. I really should. But yeah, I tried it this morning, Freaky Geek, and I didn't have to put in my phone number or anything. I like StreamYards just because it's all set up for you. You know what I mean? I click one button, check the mark, because we need the audio, and screen share a thing, uh, my page that I want to screen share. Oh yeah, you can do that, Freaky Geek, but you know me, I like to live on the wild side. I like to live on the wild side. You know what I'm saying? My one thing didn't come up though. I noticed. I noticed my Streamlabs ain't working. That might be, well, we've noticed that for a while, right? That might be because I don't have it up on my screen. My timers aren't working. Now they'll all pop up. Watch, we're going to get bombarded. I know that I did want to. Let me see if this works. Yes, it did work. Awesome. I'm close. I'm close to somebody taking over the StreamYards, or the StreamYards. Stream Boss on my YouTube, too. Yeah, but that, for some reason, didn't come up in my YouTube. That's not it. You don't want that. You don't want to pop out. Why didn't it copy it? Oh my god. There we go. That's weird. I mean, if you want my chat pop out, that's okay. Yeah, yeah. I that's the only thing that I need problems with. I do. I do have my new desk set up. I could probably show you guys. No, not on this one. I can't because of the fact that it's doesn't come off of there. Well, it does, but I'd have to spin you guys around, round, round, right, baby, round, round. The Happy Canadian, he's a great guy. He gave me a Ninja Zini yesterday. It was so sweet. He donated a Ninja Zini. Um, he lives in Canada. He's a vlogger. He's gonna start doing his D Live channel again. He's a the Happy Camper on YouTube as well. And yeah, so anybody that takes over my stream boss, I will promote them out wholeheartedly because that is very cool to me. But he came in. I was doing a just a music stream yesterday. Oh, he's not in the chat right now. He was yesterday. I was just doing a test stream of different. I think I was just listening to music or something. I don't know. I go on D Live a lot just to do music and that. And yesterday I was basically just researching for the week ahead of what I was gonna do and all that good stuff. Oh, do you guys want to see? Here, I'll show you something. Since I'm done with the dark watches. I hope you guys enjoyed that though. I really did. I'll show you real quick. No, wait, stop, stop, stop. Oh, no, stop. Stop. Really, Christina? That's pretty cool. I do that. I don't know if you guys ever do that. The ones who have K2 meters and like Spirit Box. If somebody else is doing a live stream with that stuff, I'll put on my stuff just to see. But you were on somebody's live stream and it would go off. That's awesome. That's wow. That's funny because last night I really couldn't sleep well. Was it a full moon last night? I haven't even checked, to be honest with you. Here, I'll play this, guys, for you real quick because I'm so excited. Oh, I can't. I'm going to have to take the chat down for a second. Hopefully, you guys hear this. I don't know if you're going to hear this. Hold on, I got to find. Where is my chat? There it is. So this is my son proposing to his girlfriend. The setup is the reason she's looking this way is they take pictures of each other all the time. Very cool, like very beautiful. Like they're not photographers or anything like that, you know. They're not into photography, but they take these really awesome pictures together. And wow, that's cool, Christina. It spiked red several times. That's amazing. That's very cool. Um, yeah, that's StreamYards, Ron. I love StreamYards, but it wasn't working this morning. It didn't want to pick up my OBS. I don't know if it's because there was a new update or what. But anyway, this is Letchworth State Park. This is one of our biggest. It's called the Grand Canyon of the East. It's a beautiful area. So he set her up, telling her that he was going to take a wicked good picture of her, right? And this is what happened.
Are you nervous? Really?
I was last night, Ron. He called me up because he was like, Mom, well, you have to understand. Hey, it's coming down. Okay, hold on. I gotta stop that. Um, First of all, you have to understand our relationship. He calls me up. I go, hello. He goes, Ma. I'm like, what? Ma, what? um, and he's like, I wanted to tell you before we shared it out on media. It only took me 6 years, but me and Savannah are engaged. So, and then he sent me that, and her ring's beautiful. He did a good job with the ring. I'm very proud of him. It looks like a fairy tale ring. But he's like, now don't cry. And I'm like, I'm all right now because after 6 years of them being together, I knew it was going to happen sooner or later. And, oh yeah, he called me old last night, you know. But, he's like, now don't cry. And I'm like, I won't until I watch the video. That's when I'll start crying. So sure enough, he sent me the video and I started crying then. And then he told Savannah, yep, she's crying. He knows. So I've watched that a million times. And I'm just so happy for them. They're a great couple. They really are. But I was crying big time last night. Ryan Scott, who loves to make his mother cry. I don't even know if he's watching. Thank you, Christina. Thank you. Yeah, they're a great couple. They really are. I already, I put that in my statement too that I already look at her as a daughter. I always have since the beginning. All right, Freaky Geek. No problem. So, other than that, how was your guys' weekend? That was my weekend. And then discuss he wants to. Yeah, he does lurk. He does lurk. So Ryan Scott. But I should say that yes, he makes me cry, but he makes me cry in a good way. Do you know what I mean? Very proud. Very proud of that boy. And then he tried to hide a secret of trying to come up here, sneak up here to Alaska to see me without me knowing until the very last minute. But with everything going on, sucks, you know. It's the only time we have time off and we can't travel. But so how you guys doing? I'm glad that this OBS thing is working out. Oh crap, why can't I see my okay. Microphone is going. Like I said, because I mean, I do, when it comes to the audio and that's where I get confused. Oh no, I hope she's okay, Ron. I hope she's alright. I can understand that that was scary, definitely. Oh, really? That's very cool, Christina. That's very cool. Oh, geez, Rainbow. I hate when people, yeah, had to wait for the results. Yeah. Well, prayers to her that she feels better soon. See, like I said, I swear to God, last year, I swear to God, we all had it. Well, at least not all. I'm like not saying the world, but I swear to God, last year when I was sick, that was the worst I've felt in years, and I thought I was I thought I was gonna be hospitalized. Thank you, Rainbow. Yeah, they are a good couple. Oh, okay. She was negative. Well, that's good. Definitely good. Um, but I hope she feels better. Welcome back, Freaky Geek. But yeah, it's definitely it's scary. It's definitely scary. I'm not gonna lie. Even though, knock on wood, nobody in my town has it. And Anchorage is 6 hours away. So I mean, what people are supposed to do, not to, I mean, don't get me wrong. This town has taken precautions. Even before mandates came into play, this town was taking, because it is an older town. It's um, our the the one plane that flies in and out daily. Yeah, no more. It filed bankruptcy, so we don't know what the hell's going to go on with flights to here. So the only way in right now is basically driving 6 hours. So that's good. I did see your post, Freaky Geek. That's awesome to hear. That's awesome to hear. Right, Rainbow? I'm thinking that, Freaky Geek. But I mean, you can tell, like, it's really dead here. It's like nobody's out and about. Um, but everybody's helping one another, which is really cool. You know, it's definitely, it's wild. It's wild to see, but I'm used to it with this town, you know. I mean, this town, it's an old town. It survived a tsunami. I mean, well, it didn't survive a tsunami. The old Valdez didn't survive a tsunami, but they rebuilt over here, and this town's been strong ever since. You had lurkers watching you plant? Was it the Dark Watchers? What kind of lurkers did you have? Yeah, it. I went out for my first cigarette because, well, I woke up. I couldn't sleep it well last night. I woke up at 4:30. I was having coffee at 4:35. Okay, maybe 4:45. Um, because I couldn't. I just my eyes. I woke up and was like, "Hello, you're awake. So get up and make coffee." And then that's why I was one of the reasons why I was late too was because I went back to sleep around 7. And then I woke up thinking it was 9 something, and I looked and it was 10:30. I was like, "Oh." And then Eddie's like, "When you were on the computer earlier, did you tell everybody that you weren't going live?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't because I planned on going live." But it was, yeah, so I went down. A white four-door truck was following you? Or lurking? Well, that's what I was thinking, freaky geek. Birds, squirrels, groundhogs, cats, that type of lurking. That's wild, Ron. Do you know who they were? I mean, was it good lurkers? Was she hot? You know. But yeah, so I went outside to have a cigarette when I got back up before I came live, and it was a little chilly out. Yeah, that would be freaky. Not well, no, it's not freaky with the four what. I mean, it could be freaky with the four-door truck, the white four-door truck, but I don't think so. Freaky, are you stalking Ron? Are you lurking? Really? That's weird. Should I stop talking about that stuff in my streams, Ron? Are they listening in on your device? I mean, yeah, we had um freaky. We had a little bit of an argument of people. Like apparently these guys. Is it cold out, hon? There's Eddie. We heard you talking out on the phone earlier. You were a little bit loud there, sir. Um, well, they didn't hear you. I did. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, some people were yelling. That's okay, freaky geek. He's been called worse, probably by me. Yeah, there is some people. Oh, I thank you for the hearty eyes. That's weird. The heart eyes didn't show up on. So now my restream. Eddie broke my restream bot. All right, Rainbow. I will definitely check her out. Oh God, Ron scared me. Thank you for the ice cream, Ron. Mine's not showing up. Uh, Toilet paper. What was I saying now? Right, Rainbow? I will definitely check that out, hon. Thank you for letting me know. That's pretty cool. I will definitely check that TED Talk out. Oh, I was telling about and have a great day, Rainbow. Take care, hon. Much love to you. Thank you so much for coming in. But yeah, people were there was young kids wanted to hang out, watch the sunset. So they parked like six, They were abiding by the rule, 6 feet apart. They parked, all three of them, had their windows down. We're talking, and some lady yelled at them, said, "Get back home." Have a great day, Freaky Geek. Thanks for coming in, hon. I appreciate it as always. They can ping my phone all they want because all they're going to get is Mountain Sky Hotel. That's where I am all the time. Whether I'm working or living. That's my own choice, though. All right, guys. I think I am going to end the stream here. I appreciate all you guys for coming in. Crap. You know what I didn't do? And hanging out with me. You guys have been awesome. No nights out? No. No, because usually if we have a night out, it's I'm working or he's working. Because he's the only cook here. So on a regular season, if this was starting to go into season, there's no way. No way. We'd have no time. Because he goes in usually in the breakfast time. Well, in season he goes from like 6:30, no, 5:30 to 2. Right, hon? I don't know. I can't remember. No restaurants are open. No restaurants are open, and no, I mean, only for takeout. You can only go to get takeout. And now that we're on unemployment, that's not going to happen anytime soon. Yeah. I don't know if he's saying yeah to me or somebody knocked on the door. So with that being said, guys, I am going to end the stream. Tomorrow, of course, is Tarot Card Tuesday. Come get a free reading. Wednesday we got going on. Like I said, we're going to do some flying cryptoids. Talking about pterodactyl looking things and stuff. Freaky News Friday. I got some stuff to talk about, guys. A little hint. I shared it last night on my Facebook. Yeah, that's it. 5:30 to 2 and then 5 to 10. That's when he works during season. So we never hardly get to see each other because I usually go into work around 2:30. So he gets out at 2, I go into work at 2:30, and then he works to 10, I work to 10:30. So we never get to see each other during season usually. Unless I'm at the desk and I'm like, "Hi." And he's like, "Hi, smoke." So, yeah. We got some stuff to talk about Freaky News Friday, man. So, guys, remember. And then, of course, Thursday, game day. So, cold cuts or cold cuts? Yes, we have cold cuts. Right now, for the last like 6 months, I've been on a Hot Pocket kick. But not only just Hot Pockets, like piece of it's barbecue beef Hot Pockets. I mean, I can't stop eating them. Barbecue is my life. Oh, beds, cold cots. I thought you made a typo. Sorry, Ron. No, we don't have cots. We have an actual bed. I don't know what you mean. All right, Rainbow. Take care, hon. Let me go ahead and run the credits. Oh, gotcha. My bad.